Let's just go straight in. Just settle your body down. Lengthen your spine. And imagine your spine as this kind of beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And then just relax your whole body. Be aware of the sounds in your environment. Just allow them to be there. And then notice what's arising in your mind this evening. Without any kind of judgment or criticism, just allow the thoughts to arise and just be aware of them. Maybe you're experiencing some reactivity. So just look at that, watch it like a movie. Just notice it and try to avoid the stories. And then bring to mind all these people of our life, our loved ones, our strangers, the ones we don't like so much, remembering these relationships can be interchangeable and they're all equal. And they wish to be happy, they wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddha mind. And so I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life and by extension, all sentient beings, and for that little puppy Pepper. And then think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind. So equally, we can change it by creating positivity instead. We start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance, and we rely upon we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And Vajrasattva is made of this beautiful, radiant white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is held in a top knot, and his arms are crossed at his heart. The left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened by this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we've ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And this is the power of the remedy and the medicine. Just see it as medicine, doing this practice here. So we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Humpe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita drida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta me boa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita drita me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anorakta me boa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum he. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is this purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you, all of our inappropriate speech, this speech we have where we're just kind of somehow lacking in wisdom and just all blurt it all out to say the wrong thing. Just imagine all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drita me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drita me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drita me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drita me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drita me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Again, feel really happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible you could do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And the next is this purification of our mind. And imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately, very happily sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you imagine you've walked into a room, you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So you imagine the moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachments, neediness, anger, depression, anxiety, resentment, jealousy, bitterness, grudges, are all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sitam me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sitam me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. And again, let's just be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause for why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything but love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, fills you completely, and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness as we recite the mantra again. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe ambajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita jita me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawatata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita jita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawatata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita jita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum. Okay. So feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to this power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process, and it's a really crucial one. This is this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And without this, we're just going to keep doing the same old stuff over and over again. So this determination, this aspiration to refrain from harming is like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So, rejoice in your efforts for coming along here. So, some of you have life things going on that kind of take up your time. Some of you are in, the time zone where it's way past everyone's bedtime. So just rejoice in your efforts. And then think of something you've been working on, something you'd like to work on. And this determination to, refrain from doing things gives us sort of some guardrails to work with, some guidelines. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into your body through your crown. And think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our chanting the names of Manjushri. Equipped in full with knowledge and its base, a Sugata best knower of the world, not thinking me, not clinging on to mine, established in the system of two truths. Upon the edge of cyclic's life's far shore, with deeds accomplished, resting on the bank, emerging from untainted lone awareness, with sword-like insight, ever penetrating. The sun, the Dharma King, the noble Dharma, supreme illuminator of the world, the Dharma Lord, the sovereign of the Dharma, the teacher of the path to excellence. So let's just have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all of your own precious teachers. Okay. Lots of love, everyone. Barbara, you've got some interesting lighting going on there.
It's
Is that
the
it's a
lamp, Venerable Katie, that casts shadows all over the room. It's a
yeah,
Syrian
it
lamp.
is. It looks beautiful.
Really, it's kind of nice. It's very calming.
Yeah, it looks very sweet.
Thank
Okay,
you.
everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Do drive carefully, take care, and lots of love. Okay. Bye, everybody.